Hello everyone, I'm Merve Kınıklıoğlu. I'm a PhD student in Boyacı University Neuroscience program. Today I will be presenting on my research project titled as Response Facilitation from the Putatively Suppressive Perception in Motion Perception. So in the primary visual cortex, response of a neuron to stimuli in its receptive field is suppressed by stimuli presented in its surround due to antagonistic center-surround organization of the receptive fields. And as a result of that, thresholds increase when the size of high contrast Gabor patches increases, and thresholds decrease when the size of low contrast Gabor patches increases. So surround suppression is strongly affected by contrast and exactly where the surround is presented. The initial studies indicates that the activity increases for low contrast but decreases for high contrast stimulus presented within a region called near surround, and activity decrease irrespective of the contrast of the stimulus presented in the far surround, which is an area beyond the near surround. So Ichida and colleagues proposed that suppressive far surround evokes facilitation under certain conditions, but near surround dominates over and results in suppression. So they supported this idea with evidence from cell cloning studies with macaque monkeys using stimulus configuration that minimize the effect of the near surround. So in this study, we used similar paradigm to test whether results of animal studies indicating facilitatory effect of far surround are also evident in humans. We used stimuli that minimize the contribution of the near surround and investigated the modulation caused by the far surround alone. We also examined the contribution of the near surround. We used motion direction discrimination test with foveally presented drifting signs or the gratings. There were 5 experimental conditions: center condition, center plus 2 degree annulus condition, center plus 8 degree annulus condition, and critically the near surround area, which corresponds to 1.3 degree to 4 degree area, remained unstimulated in both annulus conditions. There are also 6 degree and 12 degree patch conditions corresponding to center plus 2 degree annulus and center plus 8 degree annulus conditions, outer diameter of these patches. These full patch conditions used to assess contribution of the near surround, and stimulus contrast was either 98% or 3% and manipulated in different sessions. Participants were asked to report whether the gratings drifted to the right or left, and duration of the presentation adjusted with 1 up, 3 down adaptive staircase. So as you can see in the figure, thresholds were significantly less under the center plus 2 degree annulus condition than center and center plus 8 degree annulus conditions in low contrast, which means that for a low contrast pattern, a weaker activation of far surround evokes facilitation, but as the annulus width increases and more of the far surround is stimulated, facilitation diminishes. In high contrast, thresholds were significantly increased in the center plus 8 degree annulus condition compared to center condition. Although center plus 2 degree annulus condition was not significantly different from other two conditions, there was an increasing trend that as the stimulus size increases, first surround tends to be suppressive. Additional analyses were performed to compare center plus 2 degree annulus condition to 60 degree patch condition and center plus 8 degree annulus condition to 12 degree patch condition. Thresholds were less for center plus 2 degree annulus conditions than 6 degree patch conditions in low contrast, which means that at a low contrast, stimulating the near surround leads to decreasing facilitation caused by a thin annulus presented in the far surround. At high contrast, thresholds were less for the center plus 8 degree annulus condition than a 12 degree patch condition, which means that suppression increases when the far surround is stimulated with a bigger annulus at high contrast. So our results are in line with animal studies. Stimulating the far surround evokes facilitation when it's weakly activated by a thin annulus at a low contrast, and stimulating the near surround decreases this facilitation and increases suppression caused by a large annulus in high contrast. Our study has some limitations. Center plus pseudogranulous condition was not significantly different from the other two conditions in high contrast, which might be due to using sine wave gratings, not Gabor gratings. Largest annulus width was 8 degrees and maybe not enough to observe suppression in behavioral level. So these results need to be supported by fMRI data to examine suppression in neuronal level. As a next step, we are currently examining the role of attention field on far surround modulation, since attention modulates the suppression. So thank you for listening.